Hi there, I'm Luke McIntosh from becomeabassist.com, and in this bass lesson you're going to go from blues scale beginner to blues scale pro in less than 10 minutes. You'll learn the two biggest mistakes that beginner bass players make when it comes to the blues scale, and you're also going to learn how you can avoid them and make sure you don't sound terrible when you use the blues scale on bass. Now I'm sure you want to sound good when you use the blues scale on bass, right? Every bass player does. And the blues scale is one of those sounds that works a lot of the time, and it's relatively easy to get started with. Unfortunately though, most beginner bass players, when they start out using the blues scale, well, they sound like beginners. And the thing is, it's usually the same mistakes across the board. So in this lesson, I want to show you these mistakes and how to avoid them so you can start sounding like a pro when you use the blues scale rather than a total amateur. Before we get started though, let's just do a quick recap of the blues scale. Now the blues scale is exactly like the minor pentatonic scale, but it adds a sharp 4 or a flat 5 depending on how you think about it. So that means you have the root, the minor third, the fourth, the sharp 4 or flat 5 right there, the regular 5, the flat 7, and then finally back up to the root. In the key of G we have G, B flat, 10th fret and 13th fret on the A string, C, C sharp and D, 10th, 11th and 12th fret on the D string, and finally F and G, 10th and 12th fret on the G string right there. But you could also play it down here. That works just as well. Now let's get to the good stuff. The biggest mistake that I hear beginners make when they come to the blues scale is smashing that sharp 4, flat 5 without ever resolving it. When I hear someone do this, it's an immediate signal that they're a beginner. They might do something like this. I'll just grab up a practice track right here in the key of G, just a blues. Now our sharp 4 or flat 5 is the C sharp right here. And a beginner might do something like this. Yeah? Or maybe they might do something like this. Yeah? Now, this C sharp, it's in the scale, it's right there. Right there. It should technically work, but when it's played like this, it sounds like crap. Now why is this? It's because not all notes in the blues scale are created equal. Some are more equal than others, right? This sharp 4, flat 5, it's going to sound bad if it's just on an island out there by itself. But that's how so many inexperienced bassists use it. Hell, even some bass players with a ton of experience make this mistake sometimes. That one note there, it holds a ton of tension, and if that tension doesn't get resolved, you're in a world of sad, sorry disappointment. It's like when someone hypes up a hilarious joke, gives you the setup, and then forgets the punchline. It's deeply unsatisfying because there's no release from that tension. Luckily though, there's a very simple fix that will ensure you never leave your bandmates or your audience with this kind of terrible feeling inside. All you have to do is resolve that tension, and there are two basic ways to do it. You can resolve that note by going down, or you can resolve it by going up. Simple, right? So let's try and do exactly that. Let's try start by resolving down. So I'll bring back that track. I'll start by jumping immediately to that C sharp and then resolving the tension of that note by just coming down the scale. Check it out. Wait till the form comes around. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah? Yeah? All I'm doing there is holding that tense note and then resolving it by coming down the rest of the blues scale. Hear how that tense note, it now has direction and resolution of that tension. Yeah, it's not just hanging out there by itself, it's played within the context of a phrase, a musical phrase. You could also do something like this. Yeah, this is a very super idiomatic blues thing, and it sounds great, just straight up pulling off from the sharp 4 to the regular 4. there, of course, you can do whatever you want. You can come down the scale, all that kind of thing. How about next we try going up and resolving the tension that way? To do that, all you have to do is play the 5 that's right above the sharp 4. So you've got to play the D right there, right above the C sharp. Yeah? You can do this a ton of different ways. You might go back and forth between them. Yeah, or you might keep going up that blues scale. You might go just like that. You could also mix and match. You can use that C sharp quite a bit, but always putting some other notes around it to provide context and some resolution from the tension of that note. So you can resolve it down, resolve it back up. Let's wait till the chorus comes around again. 1, 2, mixture. Yeah? Yeah? So, stop that track there. So, can you hear how this is completely different from the first example where we were just... Yeah? The first one was all tension, no resolution, didn't really make any sense, it just sounded plain bad. On the other hand, the last few examples actually started sounding okay. There was a much more natural flow to the line, and nothing stuck out as being too abrasive. In short, it was way more musical, and it made a ton more sense. Now, the other big mistake that inexperienced improvisers make is only using the blues scale and nothing else. This gets super boring really quick, and if improvising and playing bass solos is something you're interested in, then you're going to need to know other sounds, other options, other scales and modes that you can use in addition to the blues scale, and you also need to know where and how you can use each of them. Now, this doesn't have to be difficult. I've actually made it easy for you with my free guide to the modes for bass that you can download from the link in the description of this video. In the guide, you'll learn how the modes are made without overcomplicating anything. You're not going to come away from it more confused than when you started, and it will tell you exactly where and how to use all of the modes. It'll clear up a lot of the confusion that can surround them and make it super clear on exactly how to use them. Once again, it's completely free and I want you to have it, so just click on the link in the description, sign up on that page, and I will send it straight to your email inbox. To recap really quickly though, you learned that one of the biggest mistakes that inexperienced bassists make with the blues scale is playing the sharp 4 way too much. You learned how to avoid this through resolving the tension of that note by either taking it up or bringing it down. Give each one a try, I'm sure you'll notice an immediate difference. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to get all the new lessons from becomeabassist.com. Good luck and happy playing. I'm Luke McIntosh from Become a Bassist, and I'll see you very, very soon.